Hi everyone, my name is Nelia. I have my very first video here, which is a layout chair, inspired by my big stack of layouts waiting to be put away. So this is Paige Evans and Amy Tangerine, simple grid here with lots of photos, tone-on-tone embellishing, and it's part of a double layout, which is, this is the second page. So this rainbow paper just spans kind of both layouts to connect them. Large 5x7 photo, some layering. This is a cut file, backed some papers like 6x6s and scraps I had, and I kept all the embellishing and photos just close by. Here I played with stamping and paper piecing. So I stamped on lots of different pattern papers, and then I fussy cut each image and combined them into one kind of a long title with mixing and matching alphas. This is a shelf type design, so I have this long sticker which kind of grounds everything, and then another one here. This was from a sticker sheet that I'm really trying to use up, and some free printables from Scrapbooking Cards Today. They were Easter/spring themed. This was for a Sketches in Time challenge. They're a Facebook group. It was a floral wreath, but I chose to go with die cuts that I put into a large circle/wreath. I just doodled a large circle with a marker multiple times. If I was to do one circle, I would not have made it neat, so just trying to do like multiple times made it look better, I'm sure. This was a Valentine's Day photo, so I used pink, red, black, and white. Here, I was trying to use up this paper, these stickers. Again, I mismatched lots of alphas for a title, and some stamped images that I used as embellishments. I made this at a crop. I was focusing on using up lots of scraps, so I layered lots of papers behind my photo and a little cluster here. I really like large photos right now, so this one spans the whole width of the layout. I'm not sure how tall it is, 12 inches wide. These are half circles from a paper punch, and I didn't need much else. This is very simple as well. So this has multiple photos, but they go vertically. They take up the whole height of the layout. This is some fringed vellum, alphas, and journaling, and that's it. I was really happy with this. It's inspired by Paige Evans and her colorful style, lots of repeated patterns and stitching. So this was a paper that had lots of hearts. I stitched on each one and fussy cut each one, arranged it into a wreath. This is actually, I punched out a heart and then I cut around with a small border. It looks just like a die cut. I plan to do that again. Here I was using up scraps and fussy cut images. Documented some selfies on my phone I found of my daughter. I don't like that you can, it's hard to see this title, but I'll be better next time. This was for a challenge in Vicki Boutin's Facebook group. It was to use stamps. So I stamped lots of florals in gray ink, and then I watercolored them. This is an Altenew paper from our family, I believe. So I kind of fussy cut around the borders. And this is an interesting way to journal, kind of like a list type layout. And I just scattered the journaling all around the layout. This was for a paper issues, either sketch or scrap lift. I actually made these circles without an intended layout in mind, just played with some scraps when I sorted them by color. This was for a layout by, a challenge by Lisa Fonseca and Paige Evans Facebook group. And it was to use paper piecing. Lisa makes lots of cute little critters, so I did that, and I even made a little shaker for its belly. Here I covered the whole width of the layout with paper, fringed some paper and made a wavy cut. I couldn't decide if I should record my kids' expressions via video or photos this Christmas, so I chose to do video, and then I screenshotted some moments. I think it turned out not too bad. A challenge from Vicki Boutin again, to use stamps, I believe. So first I painted lots of acrylic paint and then stamped on top with black ink and some watered down white paint. I think this looks really cool. I used two stencils simultaneously, a large circle and then this more intricate design. I think it turned out really cool. This is from Pink Fresh Studios. They had a challenge to use florals. So this paper had florals, a die cut, and I used a stencil with texture paste for the whole background. Here you can see some more of those free printables from Scrapbook and cards. And I stamped quite a bit with gray ink. Proud of that. This was a lift in paper issues. I love Cassie's style. She has lots of colors and black and white included, lots of tone-on-tone embellishing, and that's often the only way I can use something up because I don't really care what motif or icon it is. I just more care about the color. And for Pink Fresh, again, the floral. This is, I fussy cut out along the border of pattern paper. Some sweet notes from my girl. We will move on to 8.5 by 11s. Here I focused on using up scraps, and this story is really sweet. This shirt is how I told my husband I was pregnant with this baby. So I made sure to snap a photo when he was wearing it one time. This is a double with a pre-cut cut file, which I've ordered before. I backed it with, instead of pattern paper, I used some markers that I had, mild liners. So this was my little scrapbook crops challenge to use a rainbow in a non-traditional way. So I wrapped embroidery floss around the cut file. And also I participated in Scrapbook and Cards Today's challenge to use yellow journaling and buttons, which I used puffy stickers. This is Cocoa Vanilla Studio, a red, white, and blue kind of mostly layout for 4th of July. Vicki Boutin's challenge to use stamps. This was white cardstock that I made a background with watercolors and then coordinating inks, stamped images, and then embellished tone-on-tone mostly. This started as a project for my kids' school. I volunteered and made an art project. We made a background again, like the rainbow watercolor type, and then doodled some flowers on it and cut them out. Formed it into a wreath. Hopefully they give it to their moms for Mother's Day. And I made a layout. This was a lift in paper issues. It was an L type design. Pink Fresh Studio, to use florals. I fussy cut them and shaped into a wreath, an oval shaped wreath. This is Doodlebug's party line. It might be birthday time. And I think this is really cool. I used rolled paper for the candle. Here I had lots of these fussy cut little florals and I arranged them into a title. So I made letters from them. Cocoa Vanilla Studio, I was trying to use up their washi strips. Really like how this turned out. I just kept the embellishing around the photos, mostly. Moving on to 6x8s. Very simple, and this is a double. I like to have one continuous thing going on, like a paper or a shape that combines the two sides. Here I stamped a long title with stamps. You don't have to brush all your teeth, just the ones you want to keep. I saw that at a dentist's office. And this is her first time getting a haircut. She cried. These 3D stickers are from a dollar store. And this is inspired by Paige Evans. She had a whole 12 by 12 sheet of this fringed paper that she made wavy cuts in and embellished tone and tone. Here I used up manufacturing strips. And again, a large photo for this small layout. The layout's 6 by 8, the photo's 4 by 6. Again, the Scrap Lift Sunday in paper issues, that's the L-shaped design. Here's a mismatched alpha title, She Taught You Well, which is about my daughter cutting her hair, which she probably learned from her older sister. Here I have some paint drips and splatters and embellished tone on tone. Love doing that. This is very simple. Other than the fussy cut flower border, I only have the title, and that is it. And this paper is actually from a children's book that was ruined, and I salvaged some pages that I could use for scrapbooking. This was Lift and Paper Issues. Used lots of manufacturing strips. This was a challenge from Vicki Boutin to stamp. So this brushstroke stamp I used as a rainbow, and then tone on tone, more little detailed images that I stamped, as well as florals. I watercolored this cluster. Pretty simple, I just layered some cocoa vanilla papers behind here. And Traveler's Notebook. This was from Pink Fresh Studio to use florals. So this is using a heart punch. I made flowers as well as this die cut. This was Valentine's Day, so I used some pink and red. This lady was fussy cut from a pack of tea, and then I stamped quite a bit here. And last one, Paige Evans and Amy Tangerine. I believe this was a cherry on top. They have weekly challenges. This was a sketch challenge. So that's it. I'd love any feedback you can give me, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like it. And if you have questions or comments, please comment. Thanks so much.